on, YouTube? We are live, and I'm here in Manassas, Virginia, trying to make a delivery. What's going on, guys? Motor T, Peterbilt, Armados, Food Mooch. So, I don't know. You tell me. What's going on, Victor? So this doesn't get too boring here. What's going on, Shadow Wolf? What's up? How you guys doing? You guys making money? I'm trying to make some money. Yeah, man. Traffic wasn't too bad last night. It wasn't too good either. So today I wanted to talk about how it's your fault, okay? It's your fault if you're not successful. It's not the government's fault. It's not Trump's fault. It's not Obama's fault. It's not Hillary's fault. It's not the FMCSA's fault, or the DOT, or the ELD, or the HOS. It's your fault. That's who's to blame if there's not enough money in your bank account. You. Yep. 100% your fault if you aren't making enough money. So, define success. Success is relative, but it's based on you can define it for yourself. But if you're upset, complaining, explaining, trying to justify to other people why you didn't complete what you said you were going to do, it's your fault. Nobody else's. That's just the name of the game. So, the good news is you can fix it because it's your fault. You can fix it. You can get off your ass. You can go do shit. Make something happen. Get off the couch, all that kind of stuff. And fix it. You can fix your problems. You can fix your situation. You just have to have the right mindset to realize that it's not anybody else's fault but yours while you're in whatever situation it is you're in. If you're doing great, cool. I'm not talking to you. There's hundreds and thousands of millions of people out there who aren't doing great, and they like to blame it on other people, when really they should point the finger back at themselves why they're not successful. Oh, my daddy did this, or my aunt did that, or I grew up in the wrong neighborhood, or well, fix it then. Move somewhere else. Go hustle. Go bust your ass. Go make some cash so you can put yourself in a better position. Like, when I was just several years ago, we didn't have a house. We didn't have a car. We didn't have anything. I was so pissed off about my situation that I did something about it. Now we have our house. We've got a car that's paid off. We got the trucks. We're building a fleet. We're building something, right? I'm happy with what I have, but now it's to the point where, we're creating more opportunities for other people to do something about it, fix it, right? Fix your situation. So, ultimately, you have to make a decision. Do you want to keep blaming other people, or do you want to fix it? Because you can just sit there all day and blame people for the rest of your life while your life sucks. But ultimately, if your life sucks, it's because you suck, and you got to get better. So, if you guys have any questions today, I'll go ahead and answer those. I wanted to come on here and say this because I get so sick and tired of people making excuses why their truck broke down, or excuses why, they're not making enough money. You blame me for not going to Matt's. Here's the thing with the truck shows. I really like meeting you guys. I met a lot of you at GATS last year, and it was a really awesome experience, and I want to do that again. Matt's, because I don't care about making a bunch of videos or taking a bunch of pictures or none of that, because everybody else is going to do that just to get views, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't care about that. So the only reason I would go is if a bunch of you guys wanted to meet me there, right? And I know a lot of you are out here trying to make money. You're not worried about a truck show. You're not worried about going to look at show trucks and try to get some swag, and so you're out here trying to make a living for your family, make some money. So I didn't see a need for me to go to the truck show. One, nobody was paying me to go there, and Woody's booth at GATS, I don't think that's going to happen this year, but I know you guys like seeing the trucks. I like seeing the trucks, but you can see it all on Instagram. Everybody posted all the pictures of the show trucks. It's all on Instagram. Just type in hashtag GATS or hashtag Matts 2018 and it's in there. You can see all the trucks. It's all the same trucks every year, pretty much. So, no disrespect to anybody that does the show. Like I said, I just don't think it was for me or you guys, my audience. I don't think it was something we really gave a shit about, so I didn't want to go. Now, if you guys say something different and you're like, hey, you should go to the show, 100 of us or whatever want to meet you there and shake your hand or whatever, then yeah, I'll go. But for you guys, but I'm not gonna go just to get views like that. I don't need views. Now, in the future, I want to see this channel grow. I want to be able to connect with more people and all that kind of stuff. But it's like people, social media is a hell of a drug, right? And people get addicted to this constant attention and constant feedback from the public. And the problem with that is not the feedback itself. The problem is they're portraying a fake image of themselves, and they're getting feedback based on that negative image. It's not real. It's fake. That's the biggest problem with social media. It's all fake. Everybody's fake. Everybody's putting on a show. Everybody's, putting out their best selves out there. I'm an asshole. I'll tell you straight up. I'm a nice guy, but I'm also an asshole. And I'll tell you. But, everybody's trying to be this superstar on YouTube. I'm just like, I'm not having it, man. Like, I don't even want it. Like, I'm just sharing my journey. So, I appreciate everybody that leaves a comment, does anything with the channel whatsoever, and ask questions, because I love helping other people. So I'm gonna go a few more minutes here today, because I'm just sitting out of my receiver here waiting to deliver. But if you guys have any questions about trucking, getting fuel, business, anything like that, you can also check out the podcast. So that's all free. The podcast is free. The YouTube's is free. All the information I put out here is free, and that's the way it's always going to be. I don't have any plans on starting a coaching program or anything like that. Now, in the future, I may write a book or something that might cost money, but that's not the goal. Isn't really to make money with any of this stuff. The goal is to help people figure out what they can do to do better in this business and make more money, at the top line and the bottom line. So you want more revenue and you need to reduce expenses, right? So my goal is to help you guys with that kind of stuff. Home address versus virtual address for your business. It depends on where you live. Like, if you live in California, I'm going to tell you to get a virtual address, because you don't want to pay all them freaking California taxes. If you live in Texas, just use your home address. So it's going to be based on your taxes. Still enjoying RST? Absolutely, man. We got a good family over here, and we're doing pretty good. 4 trucks. This isn't every week, but well above $20,000 gross revenue, pretty much week to week. Now, most of that goes out for driver payroll, but we're doing pretty well for ourselves with 4 trucks. So go to sleep. It's 5 a.m. Where the heck are you at where it's 5 o'clock? It's 8 o'clock here, man. What if you live in Georgia? I don't know what each state's tax situation is, but basically a good rule of thumb is, if you've got a bunch of income taxes at your state, then use a virtual address. Just like a virtual address, there's services out there where you can set up your business with an address where it's not your actual address, but you can legally set it up through a online service, right? I don't do that. I've never had to do that. I just use my father-in-law's house for my business, because, like I said, when I started trucking, I was basically homeless, right? Now, I had a place to stay, but I didn't have an apartment anymore. My apartment got taken from me by the landlord. They changed the locks and shit while I was out on the road. So I didn't have an address. So I used my father-in-law's address, which he wasn't my father-in-law at the time. So that was a really cool thing for him to do. Let me use his address, because my apartment got wiped out when I was on the road, and the landlord decided that even though I was paying rent and everything, they decided to clear out my apartment and re-rent it to somebody else, which is illegal, obviously, but they did it anyway. I filed a civil lawsuit, which later I had to drop the lawsuit because I couldn't go to court because I had to drive and make money. So that's a long time ago, but so I didn't ever use a virtual address. But virtual address basically is you're using somebody else's address for your business to reduce tax liability, for privacy reasons, etc., etc. It keeps people from knowing where you actually live, is the idea. Until you get like an actual office building, which is, people think of this stuff like, oh, I'm gonna grow my business and get an office building. It's like, dude, do you know how much money that takes? Like, you're talking about, okay, you're gonna pay $1,500 a month to lease an office. Like, I'm not doing that right now. That's a lot of money. 6 months, you could go grab another truck with that kind of money, paying a lease on a property. But Where a good dealer I can buy a great used Freightliner with a Cummins? That's a good question. The best place to go if you're looking for a truck to buy is truckpaper.com. Okay, I'll say that again, truckpaper.com. Or you can pick up those books at the truck stop, right? The website's probably going to be the most accurate because they update it more. But you can go to Truck Paper. You can start looking on Google for trucks. There's Facebook groups now where you can find trucks for sale, all that kind of stuff. And, the cat is at home. The black kitty cat, she's at home right now. Blessed day. I appreciate that, Timmy. Heading to Vegas. Let's see here. Yes, still enjoying RST. Use a UPS store since it's technically not a P.O. box. I guess you could do that. You should get some trucks in your fleet with Cummins. I have two. I've got 2 Detroits and 2 Cummins ISX. So I got 2 DD15s and 2 Cummins ISX. And to be honest with you, the DD15s are pulling much better fuel economy than the Cummins are. Let's see. I hate the EPA. What's going on, Bilal? How you doing? Aero Truck Sales. Yeah, that's one. I'm in my blue Cascadia right now. The best place to buy for a new truck is Fitzgerald. I mean, Fitzgerald's cool, but you can't take them out to California, and sometimes I get some really good paying stuff coming out of California, so I'm gonna want that option. Anyways, so virtual office, like, there's online services you can do that. Me personally, I didn't feel like spending money on that, so I just used my father-in-law's address. But you have to get permission from whoever's address you use to do that. You can't just use some random person's address, because you're going to get business paperwork sent to that address, and you're going to have to be able to pick that paperwork up to make sure that you're still in compliance and stuff. So don't just use some random address to start your business. That's not going to work for you. 9-speed, 10-speed, or 13. I really like the 13-speed. What lanes you running? All of them. I'm running everything they give me, man. I don't care. I told them, I told Prime Logistics, I said, send me where the money is. So I've been in the Northeast. I had a load yesterday that was $600 for 80 miles. So we've got some, I mean, it's like $750 a mile, right? So, and then I already delivered that load. I got this load. I'm delivering this load now. And then once I'm done with this one, they'll give me another one. So, sorry for the notifications. But why would you want to go to states that hate truckers like California? Because I don't care. All of our trucks are emissions compliant. We're already ELD compliant, as everybody else should be. And it's just trucking, dude. It's just another day of trucking. Just go to California, make some money, come back out. Yeah, it's truckpaper.com. Ahmed. Hi from Japan. How you doing? Is this the only thing you drive? No. I've got 3 other trucks on my fleet. I appreciate that, Juan. You're welcome. Here's the thing, everybody says they want to delete these trucks, or you should delete the truck. Like, I've got over 750,000 miles on this truck, and it's an emissions truck, and it's still running great. So don't believe all the hype and fear about these emissions trucks. Back in the day, yes. Okay, from 2010 to 2012, you had a really bad batch of emissions trucks across the board. Okay? Don't buy one of those. Okay? I've got a 2012. This was right in the period when DEF first started coming out, and I had to work all the bugs out of the truck, right? I had to work the bugs out of it. But once you work the bugs out of them, they're damn good trucks. Like I'm saying, like this truck still gets over 8 miles per gallon most days. Now my average gets a little lower because I end up in the mountains and crap, but I can get over 8 miles per gallon in this truck, and it's got over 700,000 miles on it. So there's no point in me deleting anything or wanting to go buy a different truck that doesn't have emissions, because I know everything about the emission systems. I know how to maintain them properly. I know what needs to be looked at, how to get them fixed, all that kind of stuff. That's the only thing. It's just a lack of knowledge on most people's part when they say, I don't want that emissions crap because nobody knows how to work on it. That's not true anymore. You just have to make sure that the system is maintained properly. Like, if you buy a 2015 or newer emissions truck and it's been maintained properly, the DPF's been cleaned, the DEF filter's been changed, the Delta P sensor's been cleaned, the ventrili tube's been cleaned out, all the stuff, the EGR, right? Okay? As long as all that stuff's been taken care of, it's going to be a good solid truck for you. You get the intervals on the maintenance on the emission system is like 250,000 miles. So, okay, every 250,000 miles you spend $1,000 on emissions maintenance. It's not that much money. That's less than a penny a mile for emissions maintenance, right? So, can you make videos on how to change DEF filter on DD15? No, because I'm not taking that apart. I take it to the shop, okay? I don't touch the emission system myself. I understand how it works, and I understand what needs to be done to it. That's all you need to know. And then you take it to a shop or somebody that's certified to handle it, and you let them mess with it. Don't start turning wrenches on your emission system yourself unless you really know what you're doing, because you're going to screw something up. I do not watch Highway Through Hell because I don't have time, but I probably would watch it if I didn't have nothing else to do. Yeah, I mean, the DPF filter is easy to take out, but you don't want to do it unless you've got the replacement clamps and the seals, because they're only good for one use. If you take the clamps off of a DPF filter, you have to replace them. Nah, I don't watch TV, guys. I don't have time to watch TV. And plus, I mean, most of you guys know this, like, media is changing. Like, less and less people are watching TV, and they're coming to YouTube, they're going to Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, etc. Like, TV is kind of shrinking as far as audience size. Like, you don't even have to go watch TV to watch most of those shows anyway. But oil changes on the DD15, you can go safely up to 50,000 miles. Okay, I have it done every 45,000, and on the Cummins I have them done every 40,000. So, but you can go 50,000 miles on an oil change with the DD15, especially if you're using a semi-synthetic or full synthetic oil, which that's what I use. I use a 10W30 semi-synthetic, Appreciate that, K&E. You have Hulu and Netflix. Okay. The truck I'm in right now, this truck will do 95, but I've never drove it that fast. Have you talked about adding a dump division to your fleet? Oh, thought about it. Not really. I'm not really into that kind of specialized market yet. Like, we do pretty well pulling refrigerated, so I haven't seen a need to specialize like that yet. And you know, like if we find a customer that needs something like that, we will probably think about it. But honestly, reefer is where the money is right now. If you guys pay attention to the spot market, reefer rates are going up. So I'm happy with what we're getting. I use either T5, the Shell Rotella T5, or Dello. Either one. I mean, you're not going to get, like, as long as it's the new API, because there's new APIs out there. You've got the CK4 and the FA4. The FA4 is only for the brand new motors, the 2019 motors. But CK4 will work in both. And no, I'm not shaving my beard. Anyway, the internet is weird today. But yeah, T5 or Dello, Chevron Dello, the 10-weight 30 semi-synthetic. As long as you're putting that semi-synthetic in there. Don't use straight mineral oil anymore, guys. It doesn't last as long. And like, the synthetic oils are far superior to the straight mineral oil. I won't use mineral oil. One, multiple reasons. If you've got an emissions truck, this is another little tip for you guys that are planning on buying an emissions truck, because pretty soon here it's going to be your only choice. The more synthetic the oil is, the less ash it creates, right? So the synthetic oil does not burn as much ash. Therefore, your DPF does not get full as quickly with synthetic oil. All right, because you're gonna have blow by no matter what you do. Like, mine is like -3, but you're gonna have oil. You're gonna be burning oil no matter what, because it's a diesel. That's what they do, right? So you don't want to be burning oil that's creating extra ash. It creates more soot. So you want to make sure the oil you use is fully synthetic or a semi-synthetic. Now, I don't necessarily recommend going to fully synthetic unless you have an oil bypass system, so that you can do extended drains. Because if you have an oil bypass system and you use fully synthetic oil, you can go hundreds of thousands of miles without changing the oil. You just have to change the filter. But only do that if you have the an add-on bypass filtration system. Let's see here. So I should be looking to go to reefer. I mean, it's up to you, man. Like, flatbed rates are doing good too. So, you know, it's just personal preference at this point. Just put Dello 10-weight 10W30. Yeah. That's not really true, though. I can go spec out a new Cascadia with over 500 horsepower. It's not worth doing it, though, because you don't. It's not about horsepower. It's about torque and how it's geared. So if you've got like the new Cascadias with the automatic transmission, which I'm going to be buying some of those, you can get a gear ratio as low as like 2.4 or even lower than that, I think. And with that gear ratio, your fuel economy is going to be crazy. And with the automatic transmission, you have a ridiculous amount of power. Like, me and Chris were running up to Alaska, and his truck was out pulling mine, and he has a lower gear ratio with the automatic. So I was starting to get pissed off. I mean, I got a 10-speed, and my truck's wide open, right? Like, I don't have any governors on this, no progressive shifting, none of that crap. So I could take the RPM up as high as I want, and I couldn't catch him. But anyway, I appreciate you guys today. This video's long enough. I don't want to have too long of videos on here. I'm going to try to get a podcast out sometime this week. I've been super busy, so it's hard to do everything. But I'm going to go here real quick, and I'll take you guys next time. What kind of tires do I run? I run Michelin's. On the drives, I have XDN2 Super Singles, and on the steers, I have the Michelin Line Energy Z. I think it's the Z steer tire, Michelin, and it's H rated, so it's the 16 ply. But anyway, you guys stay safe out there. Share this out, drop a like, all that kind of stuff before you leave, and try not to die.